All right, welcome Facebook friends. You have just landed on Memory Bound's page, and we are Memory Bound in the middle of Iowa, and we're celebrating Easter again today. We've been hopping back and forth from Easter to St. Patrick's Day to graduation, and we're back to Easter. So we're glad you're joining us, and we're also glad that Penny's here today. So Penny, welcome.
Good morning.
You had a good weekend and everything?
It was great, and today, well, this week is my 2-year Memory Bound anniversary.
Oh, 2 years.
2 years.
That is flying by.
Yes.
For sure. Well, Penny, I'm glad that I remember talking to you about working here, and I was really happy that you said yes, for sure.
Me too.
So Penny's been at Memory Bound 2 years now. Woohoo! And we are going to talk about Easter, and Penny's done a lot of coloring. She's used some Lawn Fawn product that you're going to love, including this little cloud stencil. And we've got tags and cards and coloring, and look at all this stuff she's got ready to go for us. Looks like we're making grass today too, Penny.
Oh yeah, we're gonna color grass.
We're making grass, or coloring grass maybe sounds better than making grass.
Yeah.
So I want to let everybody know, we're going to show you some new things, but I want to let you know that the 49 and Market is in our house. We are missing one box. So when UPS came yesterday, there was one box that never made it off his trailer. And that's why things look like they're out of stock. They're really not. So what our plan is, we will have a special video later this morning or right after lunch that's just going to show you all the new 49 and Market, because I know a lot of you are as excited as we are. And I see Elena popped on. And Elena, we have your stuff pulled, so we'll be calling you later once that last box gets here. And it'll also be available online. And you guys, it's always better when you see it in person. And once it gets here,
feel it, smell it.
So all three collections, Toast, Inkwell, and Everywhere, are here in the house, and we are just waiting for one box to come in so we can close out our order and populate the inventory. All right, well, let's show you what we do have and what is online and available. So Penny, should we start down here at this end?
With the new albums?
These albums, these are the limited edition albums from Simple Stories and Snap. We keep running out of the coral, the lilac, and the lime, and we got in a huge shipment yesterday because we finally just went all out and ordered a whole bunch. So if you were waiting for one of these, give us a call or check it out or stop in. They're back in stock. And then the storybook albums from Doodlebug Design, they don't always get a lot of attention, but they're the only company that still makes the 8x8 albums, the binders. So if you like the 8x8 size, check out these Doodlebug albums. I want to say Simple Stories because I'm into that SS, but those are Doodlebug. And then we got in some dies from Lawn Fawn, and here's the Grassy Hill. And Penny, how much is that Grassy Hill?
$24.99.
$24.99 for the 4 dies, and you're going to see that. You're going to see that again. And then there's the strawberries. I don't know what. Oh, Strawberry Patch.
$17.99.
And that's a nice layering die.
And then the other
and
strawberries.
We have another. We're getting a lot of strawberries. This is the honeybee layering, lovely layers strawberries, and
$25.99.
And here's a card that comes with it, just to show you how to layer up everything.
Wow.
There are berries in our future, everybody. The next release from Simple Stories is called Berry Fields, so we are preparing for that. And is this the
extraordinary add-on?
Add-on, and Penny's going to show you the extraordinary die or stamp and die, and this is the add-on piece. And then look at those ball jars. Yeah, they're kind of hard to see, but they're clear, and you could put something behind them. And again, we're preparing for our Berry Fields days because it's got lots of berries and farmers markets and canning.
Ooh, what's this?
This is brand new. It's a new card making kit. And it's from a company called Violet Studio. And it actually has 10 card bases and 10 envelopes. And Penny, I think we're going to just have to, are you able to open one up? It's $9.99, so it's a really good deal. It's got ribbon. Penny's going to open that, and while she does that, I'll show you the alphabet stickers. And I can tell you that Katie ordered these because she's a huge fan of the Doodlebug alphabet stickers. And these are all going to be online under stickers and alphabet stickers. And so they're all in the lovely Doodlebug colors. And this design is called Sunshine. And Penny's getting that out. Oh, looks like you get a bunch of 6x6 papers.
Yeah. Different patterns.
I really like the colors.
And
it's
then
that coral color, kind of like the new album. Oh, and the card bases are
6x6 card base, coral and mint, I would call that. And then you get a package of ephemera and some frames, and then some dots and some ribbon and some
enamel.
foam.
They even give you your foam adhesive.
$9.99 for 10 cards.
That would just be fun to play with, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
So that's something new. It's the first time we've had it. We ordered a sampling in to see how we liked it. And I think I like it already, Penny. What about you?
Yeah.
It says over 100 pieces, and there's a
picture of the pieces.
And some ideas.
Yep. Well worth the $9.99.
You can tell we got a Doodlebug shipment in because we got the alphabet stickers. And again, Katie did this order for us, and here's all the little puffy hearts, and she loves these things also. Penny, we're going to have to make sure these are all online after our video too.
Okay.
And then the other thing that came in are the petite prints, and we try to keep the petite prints 6x6 tablets in stock all the time, but we had run a little low. But you'll see it's all the petite prints that come in 12x12 are made a little smaller, and they're in tablets. And Darlene said, even if you didn't want to make cards, you could make a 6x6 album. And you are absolutely right. You could take those card bases and put them all together. And then there's one other thing that came in from Doodlebug, and it's the 12x12 clipboards. And they're way over there, Penny, but let's just walk over here. Because we've got green and yellow. These are just a few of the colors that came in. They have been so popular. Everybody's loving them to display your layouts. Or here they've got a calendar page. And so those are are they $12.99, Penny? I think that's what they are.
Yep.
They're $12.99 and they are back in stock. So if you missed out on the clipboards, it's such a good price.
It is.
And I've seen people where they take them and they kind of put maybe 3 of them on a shelf or line their craft room with them.
Oh.
Or give them to grandma and then share layouts with her. That works really well too. Okay, next up is the Tim Holtz, the little barrels that we've been waiting for, I don't know, a couple months. And it's called Barrel. You get 2 of them. And those are cute. Those are how much, Penny?
$5.49.
$5.49. They go really well with the salvaged rabbit and the eggs.
Oh,
the little eggs. They made a lot of makes. And then we had a request for this. This is his Layers Botanical from a previous collection. And I do have this one at home because I hoard this stuff, Penny.
No.
Can't help myself.
No.
So I do have that at home. We ordered it in because somebody was wanting it. And so that's got lots of bright flowers and butterflies. And then the collage tiles, we had somebody that requested those also. Those little square embellishments. So those are back in stock. And now the next thing, we're all about storage. Penny, at the crop, I had so many people tell me how much they love their Totally Tiffany products. So we have ordered in some different things. And that's the lowest 2.0 bag. And we probably are going to have to open a couple of these because we're putting Penny to work.
Okay.
Because there's the lowest bag and then there's the Cindy bag. Everybody's got a name. And actually, Jennifer that works here came in and got one of these yesterday, and the ladies at the crop were telling me how wonderful these are because they just put their stuff in here and carry them around. And it's nice and big.
And it's clear. You can see what you
put
in there.
See what you've got. So that's Lois, and Cindy is very similar. I'll just show you the picture of it. The difference with Cindy, oops, there goes the picture. It has kind of like pockets on the side. You can see that ruler sticking in the pocket. And Cindy is $29.99. How much is Lois?
$29.99.
Okay, so they're both $29.99.
But this has got my interest.
You should open that because, and here's Lois in purple. And you're going to find all of this in store online. If you go to shopping and go to storage, you'll find all of this Totally Tiffany. I'd like to just let us know what you love about Totally Tiffany if you have it already. People are talking about the lowest bags and how much they like them, Penny.
Okay.
So they said Darlene puts 12x12 kits in hers. You can hold so much in the lowest bag. Okay, people had these at the crop, and they're like a tote, And you can put your tools and whatever you need in them, and then they open up.
All
then
kinds
you can open
of.
it all up like this.
I'm getting there.
So this is the Ditto. So here's what Penny had, and then it says I open into this. So when you are going somewhere, you can kind of take all your stuff confined, and then you just undo the Velcro and set it right in front of you, and all your tools and supplies are at arm's length. So, and that is the Ditto bag, and I don't know how much that one is. Penny, do you?
Yep.
Penny knows.
Wait for it. It's $43.99.
So, and that's
It lays out, or you can compact it in.
yeah. So there's a good picture of it too. And a lot of people had these at the crop, and then one gal told me she puts her Ditto bag into her Lois bag to get it around different places.
That's a bag lady right there.
That's an organized person. And then here, I'll just show you the Irene Buddy bag. It's great for holding your ink pads or your washi tape, and it closes all up, so you can seal it up, and it's ready to go. And it says it's a crafter's best friend, and it's $7.99 for the Irene bag. And then we even have one called the Dawn bag. And this one is nice because it's got those little boxes in it. Michelle says there's a pocket in the middle of that Ditto bag for your cutter, which is pretty cool. Here they've got their Nouveau drops, but you have these little boxes, so it's very solid. And you can kind of see the boxes there where they've got glue sticks.
That's what she's talking about.
There we go, right there.
I had to look.
See, we're excited. We just started kind of carrying the Totally Tiffany, and I'm excited about it. And then we have what, one more item?
Yeah, this is neat.
Okay, that's the paper holder.
And they put these in the first one, the Cindy and the Irene, Lois, whatever.
Yeah, you can
What's
set those
her
right
name?
inside the Lois bag.
Oh, and they come in 3 sizes. 6 by 6, 8.5 by 11, or 12 by 12.
And we got in the 12 by 12, but if people feel like we should get the 6 by 6 or the other size, we sure can. Michelle, thanks for telling us about that pocket for the trimmer. I totally missed that. Okay, then we've got the stadiums, Penny.
Stadiums. Let's go to the ball game.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I actually think this would be really handy, sitting on your desk, because I could see maybe even putting your ink pads in there, so that I have a hard time. My ink pads are in a drawer, so I always have to get up.
And don't forget, it can be wall mounted.
I have to stand up. It's got, it does have little hangers on the back. And here's some pictures of what people have put in it. And Penny, I don't know how much that one is. That's the 4 level. Oh,
it's
$34.99. And then we also have the, what level is this? Six level. So that
these are the cheap seats.
those are up above. But you could set that on something and put 2 of them. I mean, if it was sitting on top of a box, you could you
can keep going.
Together.
Yep.
And I think that one might be the same price, but let's check.
$34.99.
So they've got like their paint in there, and their it says stickles and ribbon and stamps. And I'm wondering if I could put my dies in here even, if they would. I think they would maybe stand up. And Elena says she has lots of the paper holders.
Oh.
And they're very sturdy, and the handles slide up and down. I don't know if we mentioned that or not.
Oh, yep, I can see it now.
And Denise has one Totally Tiffany for markers and a couple for ink pads. A lot of this is good for traveling, and Denise confirmed that if you're going to crops.
Nice.
So thank you, everyone, for all the, talk about Totally Tiffany. It's a little newer to Memory Bound. And we got the transfer gel in. We went right by that.
Oh, we did.
The Foil transfer gel. That is the medium that you can put on, and then it dries sticky, and then you can put your foil over it and then peel your foil off, and it sticks right to it.
And it says hot laminator required.
It's not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
It's not required for that.
Got it.
All right.
And then.
Oh yes. All right. And we had a request this morning on our Messenger page to show the album. We got this album out yesterday. We made it for the crop that we had last month now, for February.
Oh my.
So it's made with the Graphic 45 tri-fold waterful folio album. That's a lot to say. And the I'd Rather Be Crafting collection kit designed by Lori Whitlock for photo play. And we have the collection kit. And then we have a solid collection pack it is a different craft one. It's from Cartabella, but the colors definitely coordinate.
Oh,
with it,
yeah.
so you could use those together.
Who made that folio?
I made it. And
Oh,
Pat asked if
awesome.
we could just walk through it. So,
Okay, all right, so there's the cover.
and then the cool thing about these waterfall trifold folios, or trifold waterfall, whatever, the pocket's already made on the inside cover, so it comes already done for you. And I just covered it with some paper and put a sticker on it.
There we go.
And this inside pocket is also pre-made. So again, I just covered it with paper. It's got a little piece that comes out, and it's got a little paper clip on it. And I didn't do a lot of decorating because I thought I would be adding photos to that of, crafting with friends. And then I put a pocket on the front. Oh no, it's not a pocket. It is a pocket. Penny, it's everything. It's a pocket and a flap.
And a flap.
And we might have to just do
And a cork board.
a little insert there. And those are just cut-aparts. There's a lot of cut-aparts in this collection, and it makes them fun to use, I think.
Little border.
Little paper with a sticker border, and then I created this pocket here with just a piece of paper and put some little cut-apart inserts in it.
Covered it. And here's our first waterfall. Oh, there's nothing more satisfying than the sound of a magnet.
I think Teresa or somebody said the same thing, Penny.
Ah, it is. Okay, so we have a waterfall.
So, and again, these are just ready to add your photos to, or maybe some memories or some memorabilia.
Pretty paper.
And you can design it however you like. I just cut 4x6 papers for these, and I use the 4x6 cut aparts. So I need to put some pictures in from the crop, Penny, for sure.
Yeah. Because there were a few taken.
Just a few.
Yeah, just a few.
Okay, I guess, all right, so there's that album. If you have any questions, you can give us a call here at Memory Bound. The clipboards are not magnetic. We had a question about the Doodlebug clipboards. They're not magnetic.
It's a regular clipboard.
And then we have a comment from Crystal. She uses the 6 rows.
Okay.
And she's got them she has 2 hanging on her wall. One with her oxide reinkers, and the other has her Nouveau drops and other things. So I bet reinkers would fit in here just perfectly.
Yes, I bet
that's
they
a
would.
great idea.
Yep. And then it'd be handy.
All right. Okay, Penny, I think we're ready. We're ready for Penny now and Easter. We're gonna hop over, but I really mean it today. Now, if you just are joining us, we also got in all the new 49 and Market, the 3 new collections. We were missing 1 box from the UPS trailer, and so we could not close out our order and populate our inventory. So you can go out and look at it, and it looks like it's out of stock, but it's not. It's just that we have to get 1 more box in, so we are missing a couple items in that box. And we're hoping he delivers during this video, and we'll get it all done. And a few of you have made requests, and we've got yours ready to give you a call. Okay. Oh, and Penny, also the thing I didn't mention, and we showed all this Doodlebug. Our Doodlebug cardstock is on sale for 75 cents a sheet, the 12x12 cardstock.
And that's the solids, right?
That is the solid cardstock. They had a price increase, so the cardstock now is $1.09. So we thought we'd have one big hurrah before we got that price increase.
Sounds like I'm shopping today.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I think we have a question about what do the boxes measure?
What box?
I'm not sure about which box. Tell us which box, and we would be happy to check it out. And Penny, they say, looks like cute cards. Always is. Always is. Where are we starting at?
Okay, well, we're going to start with the stamp set. It's the Lawn Fawn Extraordinary Easter.
I just noticed these little tiny words.
Oh, they're so much
little
fun. So, and the dies. And I recommend the dies because there's so many little pieces, and once you start, I couldn't stop.
We can tell, Penny.
Yeah.
We can tell. Look at all of these projects.
So it started as the Notion Commotion.
Yeah, Penny took a virtual class for us with one of our vendors.
And so this was basically an idea from that class because that was from the class. So they added the little chirp chirp with the birds and the little music notes.
Oh, the music notes are on there. Oh
my
gosh.
And I'll use that a lot.
So here's the little music note. Yeah, Penny is a retired music teacher. I don't know if anybody knew that. If they saw your Who's Who at Memory Bound, they knew that.
Yep.
And all those little dotted lines for the butterflies are cute too.
So, except for the chirp and the music notes and the few things that you can see are inked right on the cardstock, I want to promote one of the new products that I found, which is the stamping blocks. So I've been using this size because these stamps are so small, and I've been making myself practice stamping with a block. And
these are only $8.99.
And they're grid.
We might have to check on that.
They've got the grid lines, and you've got 2 different sizes, and they work perfectly for this. And so it's a good practice. And I've never really done a lot of block stamping, so it's lots of fun. So a lot of these they're all die cut out, and that way you can manipulate it. And so then I thought, well, we'll get the picket fence out, and that's the I.O. picket fence.
So the picket fence is this die from Impression Obsession, and it's $14.99, and it does fit perfectly, doesn't it?
It does.
On an A2 card.
It does.
And you could cut it down if you needed to, or just use pieces of it.
Yep, because it's really big.
Oh yeah, it looks much bigger there than in the package.
Yes. So, and I just used wood grain and was looking at the bunnies and trying to get them. And I cut out a little piece of the fence so that the bunny could slide through.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
Instead of jumping or laying in the grass, I thought
really
he's going to be, because that's what bunnies do. They try to go underneath fences. Very cute. The third basically card idea that I had was a little bit different because I read something online that said Copics are friendly with distress inks, and I also took that as the oxides as long as they were dry or heat set. So I don't know if it's because I have small images that I couldn't tell if there was any bleeding or anything.
It looks perfect, Penny. It doesn't look like it's...
But I put it to the test, and I thought I wanted to stamp with, and these are oxides because that's what I had out. So the Kitsch Flamingo, and then I took my Copic colors and my colorless blender. So then I did the pinks.
I like the monotone.
I did...
is that pumice?
Lost
Lost Shadow, okay.
With whatever color I put on the back. And then the Wilted Violet and Villainous Potion with some Copic colors. And then, I don't know what I did for the bird or the grass, but wait, here, we'll take a picture of this, and then, so for the grass, I didn't want to do just markers since I was using inks. So I used the Rustic Wilderness. And I just really gently, and I used...
That's very light.
I used these iCrafters blending brushes. And I found a nice trick for me. So once I ink it, in fact, I'll just do it.
Yeah, let's do it, Penny.
Okay. So once you ink it, over on...
and then drop it.
Over on some scratch paper, I take that top...
Oh, just tap it off.
Just tap it off, because then I feel like I have more control. Now, live video.
You don't get the dark blob if you tap it
No.
off. That's a good idea.
And so there's nothing more relaxing than this right here. So
really, with one couple little taps on the ink pad, you covered a lot of ground.
yeah,
So that's how Penny
that
did
was
the grass
fun.
here, and then it looks like you just sort of lightly faded away with it.
Yep, and then I used a light color that would match. I can't tell now which one it was. I should just take this off. So I used the G40 as my light color, and then I wanted the grass idea, you know, the spindly thing. So I used the G94 to make it look grassy.
Added those little sprigs
And
in
added,
there.
yeah, and I just thought that, and the dimensions, the foam squares are a must, because that way you can get a little bit more dimension with all the flatness. And I think that's what really,
I think that all of her grass is popped up in these little bunnies and that butterfly, and I
Yeah.
do think that adds a
then
lot to it.
that is attached to the card base, so that you have a little bit of depth, and so that was a lot of fun. Now all of these cards use the cloud stencil that also comes with this line.
Which arrived just
In
yesterday
time.
or the day before, and that's from Lawn Fawn, and it's $12.99, and we do have it in stock.
So you get 2 stencils.
Is that what it's called? Cloud background stencil. Okay.
You get 2, and the neat thing about it is when you are,
Oh, they've got
They-
etched lines.
yeah, they have the etched lines. So when you ink one, you know where to put the other one depending on where the ink is. Now, I'll make sense out of that for you. I like to use the Lost Shadow just to give it a little grayness. So I'm going to use this corner up here. And you won't be able to see much of the gray, but it will change the look of the blue.
Well, and if you're making projects and you want to have those clouds in the background, this is probably the easiest way to do it. There's no die cutting. You can just take your stencil and ink it, and then take your second. It comes with 2 stencils, and Penny's going to show us how to. Oh, so then you go over it a little bit more.
Yep,
with the
I go
blue.
over a little bit with the blue.
So Penny's using Uncharted Mariner, and she's used Lost Shadow so far.
Okay, so that's just real quick. Now, knowing that I use the top right corner, I can line up this image.
I don't know if we
Those
can see
etched.
the etched lines, but
Okay,
there
you're
are
gonna have to
lines
trust
that match
me.
right up with the previous clouds. that
So
she-
I can just, and then I can just add, and then you get that layered.
Oh, looks good.
So these were without the gray, and these were with the gray. And I like the difference.
Is that what you used on these, Penny?
It is.
So here's a better look. And you can see where those clouds overlap and the stencil. And you could probably go rogue and do your own thing and change them around, but this is the stencil's intended to help you layer and not have to think about it.
Now this one I went rogue because I wanted some clouds, but I didn't have a lot of sky space. But I cheated and I snuck one in the background of the fence.
Oh,
and
okay, there's one in the horizon, off in the horizon.
off in the horizon, yes, absolutely. All right,
That is
so
really neat. And let's see, how was that $12.99? $12.99 for the cloud background stencil.
and so that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that, Penny.
All right, so then I just wanted to do something bright and fun, and I was actually thinking square card, that like your book card, but I didn't cut my paper right. No, it's already stamped, so I just went with it. I thought, well, it's the front of a card base, and anyway.
That is very bright.
So then
and,
I wanted,
and you got a little bit of pink in those bunnies too.
yes, I like the little pink on the cheeks and the ears. And you'll see some more pink
I love
over
your
here.
tags.
So if you remember from Christmas, I'm just new to tags. So this is my second big attempt at tag making.
Well, it was a good attempt. It looks wonderful.
So I decided that I wanted to use the fence and do a wood grain. So I created my own wood grain. And then I used the Impression Obsession grass. And the grass is kind of tall, so I kind of stuck it in the background, so it's like the area around the fence that always needs to be mowed.
Right.
And then I just used the dark color of grass around for the eggs.
Yes, you kind of coordinated your grass color then.
And then the flowers, and then the birds, and
I like the birds sitting on the fence there.
And then I put one out in the air, flying around, a little music, a little chirp chirp.
So her fence was the one we showed you before, the picket fence from Impression Obsession, and then her grass is called, I think it's called grass border. Is this
grass border?
Is this grass border? They don't put their names on, but it's another Impression Obsession dye.
And it is so fun.
Yeah, and you're going to see more of this because Katie's using it also.
Well, and I think more grass is coming next week with the Avery Elb Bunny.
Yes.
I just wanted to do some blending.
I love that.
And so I went with the darkness around and behind the rabbit, and then lighter as we went out. Just simple, 3 colors, some grass, a flower. I put the grass on top of the flower just for that dimension. And then a butterfly, and here's my little quirkiness about being funny. Happy spring, and here's my smiley face.
Oh my gosh.
That's me.
Fun. Penny, I love this. I really love this little composition at the back. And Diane just commented that you could use this. These ideas could be on a scrapbook layout too.
Oh, absolutely. And then I had just purchased the Pink and Main square frames, and I know they're over there. Yeah. And I had seen an idea using what they call the Polaroid. I'd call it the Polaroid frame. And then, so that's what I used because I just wanted to feature those 2 little rabbits. And
they're busy. They look like they're busy at work.
Yeah. But it was just kind of fun. And
I would say your tag is a success. Your tags are a big success. I like each one of them.
Well, and then I was sitting here thinking, not only could you use it as a Polaroid, you could trim this off and just make it as a really nice frame.
Right, you could. They're very versatile. And they're really cool because you're going to get 4 different styles in one die set. And we ordered more of these because I was thinking I might need to take one of these home.
Really?
It's $19.99, and I think, a lot of people are talking about graduation. And you could probably even put maybe your kid's picture through the years, kindergarten to senior or whatever, in these little Polaroids.
Oh, that would be
mix
so
mix
fun.
up the frames. I think if you mixed up the frames, that would be cool. And they're nice size for a mini album. So there's a lot of good things.
All right. So I thought I would just run through the little wood grain idea for you. Again, we've touched on it, so I won't spend a lot of time.
She made wood grain. So if you don't have any wood grain paper and you can't get to memory bound, get out your markers.
And I left it in the background, and I thought that will be so much easier to color.
That's a great tip.
And so you would just start with coloring. I gotta get my magnet down here. Help me out.
Penny's using the Make Art Station from Wendy Vecchi, and I've got mine is sitting on my desk because I've been stenciling. And you get those nice magnets to hold all your stuff down. And I think it's 20. Oh, she's got one right here. And you can line up your items because it's got this ruler, so you can make sure things are straight. And this is what I've been doing right here with the stenciling. And these are $21.99 for the Make Art Station. And there's a small one too. Do you ever use the little one, Penny, or do you?
Nope, I use the big one. Go big or go home. Well, you have error. I started with the E33 and I was supposed to start with the E31, but it doesn't matter. So we're just going to add some lines in it.
Penny, everybody loves those tags. They're all commenting about them.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You know what's interesting? If you watch this, everybody, she's drawing the lines in, and before you know it, the lines just kind of soak in and blend, and they just look like wood.
And that's what we want. And not all wood is created the same. So then
Well,
we're
there's
going
different
to...
types of wood for sure.
Yep. And I found out another way this weekend to make wood, so stay tuned on there too.
Oh yeah, we got a whole nother. Penny had a very good weekend. We got a whole nother demo coming about wood and brick. So she's using E35 right now, and previously she used E31 and E33. So just the odd numbers, E31, 33, and 35.
And this is just a quick way of doing
But look at how good, I'm going to show this one again. Look how good it looks. And we have to, help me remember, Penny, we need to share the dimensions of those stadium. Stadium. That's
okay.
what. So we will get back to that when we get done here. We'll hop back over. I always say hop, but this I can really say it today, and it's meaningful.
It is meaningful, absolutely. Okay, I'm just going to stop there.
So that was E31, E33, and E35.
Now, if you don't like all of the lines, you can always take your lightest one and wash over it again, and it will help keep moving the colors.
You make it look so easy, Penny, and I know when you pop it out of there, it's going to be amazing too. I think the tip I learned, other than how to color wood, is to keep it inside of the background for ease of coloring. And obviously that dye works really well. Looks good.
Not bad.
Looks really good.
Not bad. So there's a wood grain. Then last night I'm thinking, if you've got these little tiny guys and you think that is too big, cut it down. Cut it off the bottom part, or put it farther back on your scrapbook layout, or whatever you wanted to do. But that totally works in my opinion. So there's another idea for you.
You know what else, Penny, you could do? You could, if you wanted to, you could cut those little points off, and maybe it would be more like a trellis or something different.
Oh, I don't have any scissors.
But that's another thing you could do with this die to make it more versatile than it already is.
Yep.
And we are showing the Impression Obsession picket fence. Don't you think you could, or railroad tracks, train tracks?
Oh my gosh, train tracks for a kid's scrapbook page?
Yeah, that would
be
really
would be so
cool.
much fun. I love live videos.
I know.
They're so much fun.
We always get so many good ideas.
Okay, so we've done the clouds. We've done the wood grain. Now let's talk grass.
Okay.
For these little guys, this is how big the grass is. And if you were to put the little guys in front or behind, it's way too much. So, but
we had trouble
like
finding the right kind of grass, didn't we?
It works. I mean, it's totally fine. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to give you the option of using your Distress ink or using your Copics to create your background, because I don't like putting really nice colored things on a plain solid paper, because for me it doesn't work.
And you showed us how to do this one with the Distress ink.
Yep, just to the Distress ink. So then we're gonna go different. Okay, so
Penny, oh my gosh, Janet said you could also trim this to a hashtag. If you needed a hashtag, you could trim that. All right, Penny's on it. I saw the light bulb go off. So we just love all these ideas, and we sure appreciate it, everybody. So Janet, thanks for sharing that. There you go. There you go.
I love it.
And you know, a lot of fonts do not have the hashtag.
No.
So that's perfect. All right. Any other ideas? Throw them to us. We have a little bit of fence left that we
got
can create with.
we got more fence.
Oh, yeah, there's some more.
All right. So I'm going to use these colors just because it's different than these colors. And so you can do it different ways. So I'm even experimenting with different things. These are all done. Okay, so these two are done the same. They don't look different. They don't look the same because they're done at different times, but first of all, grass is never in a straight line, so don't ever worry that your grass isn't straight line, because if you look outside, it's not. Depending on how many little extra marks you want to put, if it's, summery or if it's not. So these are basically with just flicks. This one and this one are done with the lightest color with some colorless blender.
And that's back in stock. So,
and then this one is done with the medium color blended with the light and medium and dark put on top. It's not a very big sample, but I thought I would share.
Yeah, we love seeing all the different ways.
Then this one is basically done with dots, big dots. Okay? So I'm going to get a plain piece of paper and I'm going to share with you this
Rosetta
idea.
asked if the dark marks were the weeds, because that would be her yard, she said. Why is it that your grass can be dried up and not growing, but the weeds are thriving? I don't understand that.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to start with the G2 one. And we're going to just do a quick swoosh to get paper or get ink on the paper. And I filled this last night, so I know it's got
Nice
ink
and
on
juicy.
it. It's, yep.
So she's using G21 and she's using the chisel tip.
Okay. So that's enough of that. Then we're going to take the colorless blender. Now, when you buy a bottle of colorless blender, you unscrew the lid, and then you will have this piece inside.
Oh, thank you for reminding us about
So
that.
take this piece out to use, and then I put it back in because alcohol will.
It will evaporate, and I
It
think
will
that's why
evaporate.
it's there as an extra barrier.
Yep.
So this little piece you're going to take out, but then when you're done, you just put it back in.
All right. And then get a fluffy rag.
Looks like a little towel or washcloth, or fluffy in Penny's terms.
In my terms. Get it wet and fluff it up. Okay? All right. So then you're going to take that, and this will be
This is the
immediate
magic.
because this is intense. We're not even going to do it very long.
Yeah, you can tell it. You can see it reacting already.
And what this does is it gives you something that's not, I don't know, texture. All right, so we're going to
Let it dry.
let it dry just really quick. Then we're going to go back to that same marker.
The other thing about having that large bottle of the blending solution is your zero marker gets used a lot, and you can refill your marker with that. So there's lots of uses for
So
it.
while that's drying, we'll just show them that.
Oh, Penny, that's wonderful.
So what I recommend, if you're just wanting to refill your zero at home, which I think everybody should need a bottle of that, is go to your chisel end. Take your solution and put it down on this end and just tap it down. Then if you have a little kitchen scale, you can weigh it.
So you don't need to take the other tip out or anything. You just tap it on that chisel
Yeah, just
end.
tap it on the chisel end,
It slides right down. Thank you for showing us that, Penny.
That's how I would do
I
it.
think that's a mystery for a lot of people. But that's the beauty of the Copic markers. They are refillable.
All right, so G21. Now we're going to add the lines, and I'm going to kind of exaggerate the lines since we're on video. So this is actually the same color that I'm coloring on top of. I had just used
So we're using G21, but you can use other greens.
Because I wanted just kind of a background so I wouldn't have to worry about getting everything
you don't want it to
covered.
Stand out.
This is when we need that elevator music.
So we had elevator music on earlier.
We did.
I turned it on this morning and was wondering when somebody would say something about it. What I'll remind everybody, Penny, since I've already said it 2 whole times, while Penny's coloring, the brand new 3 collections from 49 and Market are here. They show out of stock online because we were missing 1 box that must have got left on our UPS driver's truck. So we can't post our order and populate the inventory until we get that box in. And Penny, I really thought it would be here by now, but he has not been here yet. But as soon as he gets here, and we're going to have a whole separate video just showing you the 3 collections, Inkwell, Toast, and Everywhere. The new Travel, which is the Travel is a full collection, and then Inkwell and Toast are both color swatch. So they're a little bit smaller. Like we'd gotten 2 color swatch collections in previously.
Eucalyptus and
Is it Rouge?
Blossom.
Blossom. Thank you. I was afraid to say it because I'd get them wrong. Janet says you could add yellow Nouveau drops for dandelions. Then it would look like a lot of our yards, wouldn't it? Okay, did you switch colors?
I did. I switched colors while you were talking about 49 Market.
So we got G24 a little bit darker.
G24 going on, and then we're going to go to the darkest one, and that's our G28.
So we started with G21, and then we went to G24, and then G28. And if you're just joining us, Penny is coloring grass from scratch. And you know, Penny, pretty soon the lawns are going to be turning green.
Yes.
Spring is just around the corner. And I did have somebody comment about this fence that you could make a plus sign. So if you were doing some math, you could make a plus sign out of it too.
Yep. All right. And then you just go back and figure out, like, well, maybe I want a little bit more of
So you can just add what you like.
So there we have some grass.
Oh, I like it. Well, and I like how you did little fringes on top. So is this the same technique as this?
On a much faster scale than that.
Penny's doing it quickly for all of us.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to use the medium, the G24, because I think that's what I had done. But over here, I had done big. Nope, that's not what I used, but we're going to go with it. Some big flicks. And then added some dots to it.
Oh my gosh.
And it would be better with the lighter color. But then once you add your flicks on top of it, you know.
It all blends in.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I did here. And then as I was playing with my markers, I did something really kind of.
I'm going to give them a shot of your markers, Penny. She's got a
Still
few.
don't have them all, but
She doesn't have them all.
I'm working on
she's
it.
Got a lot.
So one thing you can do with your marker tip is just you can make raindrops.
Oh yeah, with a brush tip, definitely. And you can make them as big as you want.
Yep.
So
and how fun for a scrapbook
coming out of
page.
these clouds. I would love that.
Yeah.
It would be really neat.
And then if you go way up on the tip of your marker, you can do just dots. And when you practice going and getting bigger to see how tiny can I go and be consistent. You know, could I do a whole row of those? Because that's when you have control over your marker. Of course, there's the flicks.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the chisel end, you've seen me just use the whole flat, but you can also do a
Just
pretty
the
nice
edge.
line, or even more finite, more controlled of your dots. So there's a lot of flexibility in your markers. Get them out and play with them.
I know. I think that's great. And Penny, we have one more question.
Yes.
It has to do with our fence. They're wondering if we could cut it into a cross for Easter. So Penny's going to give it a shot. I think you could.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. If you cut from the inside out, you can follow the line better than if you're trying to cut like from this area. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but
When you also have some pretty big scissors there for fine cutting. So Penny's checking out our fence die from Impression Obsession, and that was $14.99. There's the die, and she's going to see if we can cut it into a cross. Oh, sure. There you go. And it's wood grain. That's kind of cool. I like that.
yeah.
So we've done the number sign, a train track, a smaller fence, a plus sign. You can do a cross.
Now, if we did the other way,
We're getting down to the end of the fence here, but Penny's got one more idea.
well, I think the cross needs to have a,
Maybe you could even do like a strawberry basket if you layered a couple together or something.
I think the cross needs wider arms. So if we did it the other direction, and you'll know what I mean when I
Yeah.
get done here. If you go the other way, then you could make it bigger.
A little bit bigger.
It's not in
Very
proportion,
cool.
but
Janet, thanks for suggesting that. I would say it is a yes. Oh, and then Cheryl said plus and minus. So of course you could do
well,
a
of
minus.
course.
All right. Well, Penny, this has been great. Everybody loves it. This is the Lawn Fawn Extraordinary Easter stamp and die. And then do remember that there is a little add-on for it if you want the add-on piece.
Oh, more
And
sentiments
he's
and
got a cute little carrot and heart and his own egg. This guy's got his own egg. And he's separate from the egg, so you can do different things with them.
I never really talked about coloring the rabbits because I had so much fun with all the other stuff. But I really like the neutrals. So the pair of rabbits is in the C00, the CO, the C1, the C2. Kind of went wild. You can do it with 2 markers. And then the RV10,
Is that the pink that you added?
that's the pink that I like to add a lot. This rabbit is a little bit pinker. And so I didn't do a whole chart of just the bunnies because they're so little. You just do 1 or 2 colors
Pick what you
and
like.
then pick what you like. I think this little bunny over here, the W00 and the W0 with the RV10, he is probably, this one and this one are my 2 favorites. So, and we'll post pictures with the color
yeah,
charts.
we'll put pictures. Penny wrote them all down, and we'll put pictures up. Penny, thank you very much. We always love it when our Copic girl is here with all the coloring and all the tips.
Next week is going to be fur.
Oh, we're doing fur next week.
Yep, we're going to do rabbit fur.
Is that the rabbit fur? And is that the Avery L bunny?
It is the Avery L bunny.
Next week we're doing another bunny, but he's bigger.
Oh, yeah.
He's a bigger bunny.
He's a bigger bunny.
And everybody loves all the tips. And before we go, I just want to look over here at the measurements. And Penny, we might have to get a ruler. I don't know if it's on the package or not. but
Yeah, wait for it. Wait for it.
she's looking.
Oh, there's numbers, but it's ages 14 plus.
Oh, okay. You got to be 14 years old to use this, which seems kind of silly.
All right, Doug. I need
We're getting the tape measure,
tape
and then we'll give you
measure.
the dimension. Thanks for your patience. We've got a messy table here, Penny. We
I know. I feel bad about
so
that.
we're going to measure the width.
So it's 15.
Okay.
The depth is 9 1/4. And the height at the tallest is 5 3/4.
And that's the 6-inch one. Are they the same? So 5 3/4 tall.
Derek's
15
here.
inches wide.
So this is 6 1/2 inches tall, 15 inches wide, and I'm guessing 9 1/2 inches
9
deep.
1/2. So,
Yep.
And if you have questions about that, you can call us too, and we'd be happy to give you the measurements. So everyone have a really crafty day. We're going to clean up, and UPS just got here, so we're going to see if our box came. Penny, thank you so much for coming and coloring with us today. Have a crafty day. Stop in and see us or give us a call. We'd love to help you out. And we, of course, appreciate all of our viewers and all of our support from our Facebook fans.